Hey everyone, this is Reg. Welcome to this segment of Give Yourself Enough Credit. It's Friday. I'm feeling good. This coffee is good. Hell, I'm even gonna play you a good tune. No, I'm just messing with y'all. Next show at 11. But before we get started today, here's some important notes for you. On the 12th of February, that was going to be the start of tax season. If you're in the United States and you want to get your taxes filed, that will be the start of that. The tax deadline for this year is the 15th of April. And for those that want to seek an extension, that deadline is October 15th. So that might be some good things to know. Now, let's look at renting versus owning. I've had the opportunity to do both. I can't tell you which one is better, but I can tell you there are advantages and disadvantages to both of them. So let's just look at them. When you look at home ownership, everybody considers that the American dream or the benchmark of success. There are advantages to it. And a lot of your advantages are having the privacy. And it's usually a good investment when you do it. The housing costs are typically stable from year to year. You have pride in ownership and strong community ties, and you enjoy tax incentives that you wouldn't be able to enjoy as a renter, and you're able to build up equity. So those are advantages to home ownership. But here are your disadvantages. It usually requires a long-term commitment. When you own something, you're responsible for the maintenance and the repair costs. It usually affords for a lack of flexibility. It's usually more expensive than renting, but it just depends on where you go and what the market is. Typically, there are high upfront costs to get started. And if a person has a mortgage and they're unable to pay after a period of time, then they run the risk of being foreclosed on. Let's look at renting, shall we? Most people rent, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there are advantages to renting, and here they are. Usually you have lower housing costs as a result of renting. You're able to get a shorter term commitment typically because a lot of people can get a lease for 3 months, renting up to 12 months. It just depends on where you are and what you need. Usually there are low or no or minimum maintenance and repairs costs because a lot of times in leases, that's usually at the ownership of the landlord to be able to do a lot of those things. Your disadvantages to renting is that there are no tax incentives for doing so. Your housing costs are not fixed because when you're renting, you're paying a fee per month. And if you're setting a lease and it's time to renew, it can either go down, it can stay the same, or it could go higher. So you either got one of two options. You either find some place that better meets your needs, or if you choose to remain there, you have to pay the price that they're asking. And another disadvantage is you can't build equity when you rent. And when I say that, typically in an apartment. Now, you want to ask yourself, how does this affect credit? Well, I'll tell you how. Most people who have a mortgage payment history, they're able to enjoy having it reflected on their credit report. And we all know that's a big deal because 30% of a person's credit score is their payment history. So it really does make a difference. If you're renting, you may not have a mortgage, but you're definitely paying to live somewhere. So you may be asking yourself, is there any way to get this on my credit report? I'm sure there is. A great way to do that is a program I know called Credit My Rent. It's very simple and it's easy. If you need any guidance on how to sign up, feel free to hit me up in the comments section and check out my websites for more information. A lot of good stuff there. But here's the gist of how it works. 2 to 3 credit bureaus can verify up to your last 2 years of positive rental history. For most, this results in a positive trade line and an overall FICO score increase. Sounds good, doesn't it? I love it too. This is just something to consider if you're currently a renter and you want to find a way to improve your score and so that you one day gain greater eligibility or approval for a home loan or for anything else you want to do. Ladies and gentlemen, my segments are about 2 things: education and empowerment. Remember, knowledge is power. Cash may be king, but the right amount of credit is the crown jewel to anything and everything that you may want to do. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or share, and more of these will be coming to you. This is your man, Reg, and I need you to give yourself enough credit. Have a good one, everybody.